What's up, guys? My name is Andre. I used to run a channel on YouTube called Rich Kids TV. Then I rebranded it to Drey. Just Drey now. I'm here to tell you guys about the eye procedure I had for my eyes about 4 years ago. Actually, it's been a little over 4 years, but 4 years ago, where I used to have brown eyes and now I got blue eyes, as you guys can see. I'm going to tell you guys about the 4-year update. By the way, if I had to do it over again, guys, I certainly would. Like, I love my eyes, and honestly, I couldn't be more grateful. I have no problems with them right now. Many people have contacted me and reached out to me and commented and all sorts of stuff, asking me about the procedure. I'm here to answer those questions and all the things that people wanted to know. As you guys probably have already seen the videos on the procedure from people that did them 6-7 years ago on Brightocular. You probably see them somewhere online, seen them somewhere online. I'm here to basically kind of explain everything and how things went down and how things are now and how things have been with my new eyes. First off, this is a cosmetic procedure, not a medical procedure. So it is a very personal choice between you, your loved ones, and your doctors and everyone. So it's pretty much up to you. It's not medical, it's cosmetic. It's basically just if you want to change your eye colors. There's no other reason why you would do this procedure. Just make sure that everyone's okay with it. You, your loved ones, like, it's a big decision. It's almost like getting a tattoo, except a little more serious because it has to do with your eyes. I have noticed a trend of patients that did the surgery having issues and making videos about it and talking about how they have complications with the surgery, and so they think like they're victims of this, and like they're, you know, that it's just, I really feel sorry that it didn't work out for them. Obviously, this procedure is not for everyone, and it is like a big step, and you have to really, you know, evaluate things quite a bit before you do it. You just, some eyes just adapt to the color insert better than others. And again, I feel really sorry for those people, and I feel really bad that, you know, it sucks that they're having complications, but they weren't forced to do the surgery. It was their personal choice, and if their eyes decide to start rejecting it or anything like that later down the road, that's kind of between their body, and again, it's a surgery, so like not every surgery will always be perfect. It's kind of one of those things where you have to really think before you do it, and when you do it, you'll definitely be happy with the results. As far as I am concerned, like I'm very happy with my results, but it just depends on how your body's going to take it in. So you have to do all the tests and everything before you even do the surgery, and so they do all those tests as well before, and they'll tell you like, oh, your eyes are pretty good, they're going to be pretty compatible, or and you know, like they'll kind of let you know about all this stuff. There's like a surgery consent form you have to sign with the doctor before undergoing this procedure. For me, it was a choice to get on the plane and fly to another country to do the surgery. If I did, let's say, have side effects or anything like that with my eyes later down the road or whatever, I would take full responsibility. I don't think I would blame the company or the doctors. I wouldn't victimize myself and be like, I'm a victim. You know, basically, it was my responsibility. I take the responsibility. I chose to do the procedure because I wanted my eyes to be a different color or whatever. So you have to take on the responsibility. So all those people saying that, you know, I feel bad and sorry for them that they're going through the hardships. But then again, it's your own responsibility. Like, it's not like it was medical and they needed to get it done. It was more like a personal choice. So since it is a personal choice, you kind of have to take the responsibility on your own, because nobody asked you. The doctors didn't force you to do the surgery. You kind of, you know, after you did your research, did your testing, and if you still went through with it, that was your personal choice. So therefore, if something goes wrong and your body rejects the implant or anything like that, that's between you. That's your own responsibility. So that's no one else's fault. You can't blame anyone. You can't blame the company or the doctors. That's just my opinion on that. You should take on all the responsibility, just like any adult should. Because if you're an adult and you make that kind of decision, the doctor's not going to do this to a child that doesn't have a say in it or changes their mind later or whatever. You're an adult. If you're going through this procedure, you made the decision. Something goes wrong, as any adult should, you take the responsibility. No one to blame for it. That's pretty much how I see it. And that is exactly why you need to be at least the age of 18 to be doing this procedure. Otherwise, they won't work on you. They won't put you under the knife. You have to be 18 years old. If there's some sort of consequence, just go and remove the implant, and you don't have to talk smack on the company. Like, that's how I see it. Brightocular even has videos, actually, of them removing the implants. And, like, how many companies do you know that would showcase, like, the bad... how do I put it, the bad side of their business? Like, if, let's say, something, like, how many companies would be like advertising like something that just happened and didn't go the exact right direction, or something wasn't perfect? Like, companies want to advertise everything like rainbows and butterflies. Well, Brightocular, you know, they had to remove implants from patients, so what they did was they showcased that they had to remove because of complications with certain patients and the color being rejected by their body or their eyes. So therefore, that's actually a big props to them. They even have videos of patients talking about possible side effects or things that could start going wrong, or if things start going wrong, or like you start seeing something different, the procedures and what you need to do, the steps to take to avoid any further complications. So they have patients speaking out about this that they post on their website that you can see before even getting into this, or even if you already got the surgery and after the fact that once you start having complications, there's steps and other patients that went through this that will tell you what you could do, and worst case scenario, you can take your implants out. I've seen some patients online that had the surgery about after me 2 to 3 years that have been saying like, oh, there was no information about the side effects or no information about this and that after they already had their surgery, saying like basically trying to blame the company. Well, I did my surgery 4 years ago, so I did my surgery even before them, and I'll tell you this, on the frequently asked questions on their website, or when you're there in person and you're meeting with the doctor, the consent form and everything, all that information was there. So I don't know what they're talking about, because everyone signs the same consent form. Everyone sees the same information. It's just whether you read all the information or not. I'm not trying to start a controversy. I'm just telling you guys my personal opinion on this situation. This is how I feel about it. If you guys want to see all the consent type information, all the risks and all that stuff, you can obviously go to Brightocular.com, and on their frequently asked questions page on the FAQ, you can see all the risks and side effects and all that stuff that they talk about. So all this stuff is out there. You just have to do your research before you go do the surgery, and then you change your mind and you start trying to blame the company. That's just, again, my opinion. I'm just trying to tell you guys how I feel about all the negative feedback people are saying, because that makes me part of that bubble, because I still have my implants. I ain't complaining, but then you see all these people complain about the company that did mine, and people come to me like, oh, you're going to go blind or this and that. It hasn't happened. I'm doing great. I check my eyes. I do everything that I'm supposed to. I take all the steps I need to, and I've been doing okay. Also, I have heard some patients needing corneal transplant 3 years after they did the surgery for their vision, to restore their vision. Again, they have to look into the steps. After you do your surgery, every 6, even 4 months, you should go and check your cell count. Just so you can make sure you're good. And it just depends. 4 or 6 months, doesn't matter. Every so often, you chose to do the surgery, you chose to get the eyes changed. Now you have to do what needs to make sure you're healthy, and that is checking out your cell count. And if your cells are dropping at a faster rate than normal, then obviously just go remove the implants. That way you don't run into any complication, or wait 3 years, and then 3 years later, when already things are really serious, you have to go through the procedure of reversing everything. So obviously do all this stuff prior to just waiting it out and trying to see what happens, because there's reasons, there's doctors, and doctors know what they're doing. So if your cell count is dropping rapidly or faster than normal, then you obviously should just reverse the procedure before it gets too late or too risky, is what I'm trying to say. If your cell count is dropping very fast, rapidly, and you wait longer before you take out the implants, because if the doctor's like, yo, your cell count is dropping, you should get the implants removed pretty swiftly, because if you wait longer, what's going to happen is when they do take out the implants, your cornea, you will need a cornea transplant, because you're not going to have enough cells to restore everything, and so you're going to need a cornea transplant to see clearly again. So that is why you should always listen to the doctor's advice and take the steps necessary. If your cells are dropping faster and you remove your implants sooner than later, you'll still have enough cells to basically fix everything that you won't need to get a cornea transplant. I've talked to some patients also that told me they removed their implants, that they didn't need no cornea transplant or anything. It's just their body and their cell count and everything, it just fixed itself, and their cornea and everything was fine. They didn't need no additional surgeries, and that is because they did what they needed to earlier. I have also talked to patients that were having rapid cells dropping and everything, and kind of forced they really didn't want to remove the implants. They really liked them, so they try to fight all the side effects and waited long to the point where they couldn't bear it anymore, and then got their implants removed after the fact, and then that's when they had complications, and then it's like they're all mad. But at that point, when they first found out their cell count is dropping rapidly or faster than normal, they should have went and took the steps necessary. But because they did wait longer, that's kind of what happened. That's just some patients that I've talked to that had them removed, and they're having complications now, and they're basically telling me, because people always DM you and message you and talk about this stuff, that know that you did the eye surgery, because there's videos right when I did my surgery 4 years ago that's out there talking about how I did my eyes. I did it with my friend Khalil, who still has his as well, and we're both doing fine. If you don't follow the doctor's directions, plain and simple, there's no one else to blame but yourself, because you're not listening to what the doctors are trying to tell you. You also have the alternative. If you want a risk-free surgery, then don't do the surgery at all. It's that simple. No one's forcing you to the surgery. There's no such thing as risk-free in life. That's on you now and no one else to blame. If you guys take good care of yourself and take action rather than just waiting till things got progressively worse, then believe me, everything will work out for you, because as you get older and your cell count and everything starts to drop, it's only going to get harder and harder to fix your vision if something does go wrong in the future. So it's better to go through with the steps necessary before things get bad. Your vision's more important than the implants. So if you chose to do the implants and they're not working out for you, get them removed before things get worse. And then you're bashing a company that literally told you about all the side effects before you even went and did it, you know? That's pretty much my advice to you guys. And to wrap this video up, for me guys, I'm very happy with the results of my procedure that I did 4 years ago. My eyes have been good and healthy. I had nothing wrong with them. And you know, 10, 50 years from now, if something were to go bad with my eyes or whatever, I would feel stupid blaming the company that did my procedure, because it's like I've already had them in for so long, and if I was being careless and not paying attention to the signs, then that's my own fault. There's no one to blame. I just want to wrap it up with that, just so you guys know, because I'm tired of seeing all the videos of people complaining like, oh, the procedure messed me up, procedure made me blind. Did they call you? Did the company call you and say, hey man, we're gonna do, it's not like if you're having heart problems and the doctor calls you like, hey, you need an emergency heart transplant or like a liver transplant, whatever, like, you know, it's not like that. They're not calling you like, hey, you need to get your eye color changed. Like, no, you did the research, you flew out there yourself, you paid for the procedure, you chose to do this. Again, I'm very pleased with the results, and I recommend it to anyone that wants to do the surgery. I still do, because I really see like I see nothing wrong with the surgery, so I still recommend the procedure to anyone else. Just make sure that you follow all the steps, and if something starts going wrong with your eyes after the procedure, just take the implants out. Don't wait till the last minute. As doctors always say, prevention is the best medicine, and that's pretty much where I'm going to end this video. I just want you guys to know this is my little update on 4 years of having the implants, no issues, always check my eyes out, and things have been great. Thanks for listening, guys. You guys can follow me on YouTube at Drey. Bye-bye.